What's up, guys? This is that PlayStation Gamer coming to you guys with a brand new video. Today we're going to talk about two misconceptions I hear floating around the internet all the time when it comes to PlayStation games. And I'm going to understand that some people have these opinions and, hey, you're entitled to your opinion. But I would like to kind of defend these games because it feels like Sony gets a rap for making the same game all the time, while these same people, basically overglorify certain IPs out there. Mario! But yeah, so I will first address the first big misconception. And honestly, I gotta say, man, if you really believe this, then you really don't understand the difference between interacting and watching. PlayStation games or movies, you get the same experience watching them as you do playing them. Wow. So let's count how wrong that is. You can watch something all day, but you're not immersed into that world. You can be immersed as far as, watching, but you're not immersed as in interacting. Now, when I play The Last of Us Part 2, and you're watching me play Last of Us Part 2, who's the one holding the controller? Who's the one playing the game? Who's the one that's got to worry about dying and going back? Me. You risk nothing. You are safe. You get the same experience no matter what without the immersion factor. And that's where games are different. Games can immerse you into the world. That's what this whole adaptive trigger stuff's about. Is to get people immersed into the world. So they start, the blur between what's on the screen and what they're doing are seamless. Now, do I miss Sony's games are more cinematic? Hell yeah. Yeah, that's a good thing though. I mean, I like my games being more cinematic because then I can pay attention to the story. I can pay attention to the characters. If all a game was pure gameplay, don't get me wrong, I'd have fun with that. But at the same time, it's not, for me, the driving force. To me, what's always been a driving force for a game is the story, the characters, the music, the graphics, all this other stuff. But the priority is story and characters. So I think while video games are definitely blending, that blur between video game and movie, I think Sony's games hit that perfect mark where they have a little bit of both. I actually heard someone actually say recently that you could play the Sony games are only, cinematics. All there are cinematic you push X every once in a while. I don't know what fucking games this guy was playing, but clearly not playing, God of War, Last of Us Part 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Ghost of Tsushima, Infamous Second Son. None of these. By the way, he owns a fucking PlayStation, and I clearly can see he's playing PlayStation games. So, are you telling me that all these games now you're just watching cinematics and you're pressing X? I highly doubt that, especially considering the footage he was using where he's playing Final Fantasy VII at one point. But the next misconception I hear, and honestly, every time I hear this, I almost feel like the person has to be trolling. Little Big Planet, Returnal, Resogun, Last of Us, God of War, Wipeout, Gran Turismo. You're telling me all these games are similar. They are all the same. They're all the same type of game. Maybe you have a case with God of War and The Last of Us. But then you have to remember, God of War is more hand-to-hand combat. It's more, I guess you would say archery based, very loose archery. And The Last of Us is more stealth and gun gameplay and more cinematic driven. Not saying that both these games ain't cinematic driven, but clearly there's a difference between the two. The only real similarity really is at the end of the day is that third person over the camera view. By these people's logic, every Call of Duty game, every Battlefield, every Timefall, every first person shooter ever is the same game. Because they use certain elements that others use. Now listen, am I gonna sit here and deny that The Last of Us hasn't had some fucking influence on Sony's games? No, no. It is oddly weird that there's a lot more cinematic driven games, but that's because The Last of Us is successful. This industry follows success. Why do you think there's so many battle passes? Why do you think there's so much DLC for games that are not even finished yet? It's because this industry has a terrible tendency of falling success and off to basically till it runs off the cliff. I don't think all Sony's games are the same. I mean, literally, just compare the last two PS5 games that came out. Resogun, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. These two are not in the same fucking space. Yes, they are third-person action games. That's literally where it starts and ends with the similarities. But hey, some people want to live in ignorance. Some people don't even want to try these games. So these people will sit here, ask for these games to come to PC, and then, yeah, they're all the same. I just wanted so I could dick around with those PlayStation guys. And, hey man, if you want to do that, that's your prerogative. That's what makes you happy. Go ahead. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with these misconceptions, or do you agree with me, or hell, do you have a different opinion? Leave a comment in the comment section below. Make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, you'll probably see me on Thursday. Sorry I didn't live stream today on Wednesday because I wasn't really feeling it, and the weather's not helping either. And yeah, that's not great. Definitely see you on Thursday though. Peace out. Have a good day.